Whoa, 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 boom, boom, dun, 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 dun. Whoa, boom! The Big Bang happened, boy.
Also, there's a solar system called, the solar system. But wait, one of these planets was called Earth, and it actually had life on it. Wow. Also, there's these guys called humans, and they are cool. They are like the main species of this Earth, and they claim claimed actual land from the Earth. How cool is that? And these lands owned by people started to be known as countries. Don't worry, they'll be important later on. And then, on the infamous day of January 1st, 2010, a new series was born. I think you can tell what it is, BFDI. And then, 5 years later, a handsome kid was born named Jaden. He was handsome. Handsome, I tell you. Oh yeah, he's also me because I'm handsome. And then on January 23rd, 2017, you can just tell just by looking at the date, the series Neverblocks was made, and I really liked it. I still remember when I started liking it. It was like around when the first teens were being made. Yeah, it's very important to this lore. And then, on the day, December 26, 2020, I think it's on the day, I don't really remember, I found the BFB 27, and I watched it, and I decided to watch the entirety of BFDI out of order. Literally, the last episode I watched was BFB 11. Just to show how young I was, when BFB 28 came out, I thought I literally didn't see it. I didn't even have the process to comprehend that it just came out. I just thought that I just, for some reason, didn't see it. And in March, I really liked paper cuts, and I made object shows with them. For some reason, one object show I made was BFLH and Object Invasion. For some reason, that was the weirdest combo in the history of combos. One of the hosts for my object shows was a Center Scoop Thrower. And then I decided to download the animation app FlipClip to make BFDI Square Mini 1, 2, and 3. What is BFDI Square Mini? Well, I got the idea from a bad person. I didn't know you were a bad person at the time. I never said this before, but the entire reason I made this YouTube channel was because I wanted to vote on one of the bad person's videos. Anyways, when I made this show, I never planned to release it, so that's why I made the votes look very obscure. And then on July 16th, 2021, a new channel was born. It was called Jaden Canizares. It was just a normal channel. No videos were uploaded, so I had to make a video. But then, I decided for the channel mascot, or my OC if you would say, would be the Center Scoop Thrower I mentioned before. Remember Numberblocks? Well, I made a video about it, and it popped off, gaining 100,000 views, and it's only my 4th video. Wow, is this a sign of success or a sign of failure? It's a sign of failure. Oh, episode 2 of BFDI Square Mini came out the same day. Since the first part of 81 Sneezed did so good, he decided to make a part 2. And guess what? It made like half the views, so like half people didn't watch parts 2, which is absolutely bonking stupid. And then I made episodes 3 and 4 of BFDI Square Mini. The 4th one did have some lore to it, that's pretty cool. And then he hit 100 subscribers. Let's go. And then he hit 200 subscribers. And then he hit 300 subscribers. Oh my god! And then I made a thing called BFB Viewer Voting, which is definitely canceled. Episodes 5 and 6 of BFDI Square Mini were released and officially ending the series. And now it's 2022. Denny made a video called The Coptic Alphabet, but in English, gaining him 70,000 views. Wow, that's a lot of views. That's even longer than views. And now he's 7 years old. Don't ask me why, that's just how time works. And then he hit 400 subscribers. At this rate, he might as well hit 1,000 subscribers by this year. Foreshadowing is... And then I made a friend called Rutund, and if you're asking me how, well, it's a funny story. He was going to make a Find the Markers movie, and I acted really immature about it. And I was like, well, if I just help him make it, then it'll come out faster. So I helped him make it, and it didn't come out faster. Now we got something called BFTI Square Color Mini, which is basically the same thing but with more characters. Congratulations! Your YouTube channel is now 1 year old! Alphabet Lore just became popular and Jaden made some videos on it because he liked it. And then I made something called Number Lore, which is totally an original concept that no other person has made in the entire history of my life. Now it's 2023. 2022 went fast in this history. Now we made a Scratch account. And then I made something called URL. UARLR. It stands for Unified Alphabet Lore Reloaded. Rebooted. And then I got 500 subscribbles. And then I made something called Coptic Alphabet Lore, but bad. It was pretty bad. Actually, you know, the animation was pretty good. I didn't make an Instagram account. I guess I don't really care about it anymore. Just go away. Go away. And now he's 8 years old and he made a comic studio that's still like a small little lad. Hey, remember BFTI Square Color Mini? Well, finally, episode 2 came out. And then I made a series called Russian Alphabet Lore Reloaded Viewer Voting, which is definitely also canceled. Except for this guy. This guy wants it back for some reason. And then I changed my character from this to this. Doesn't really matter though, they're both handsome. And then I made a show called Jaden Adventures. Don't worry, it won't take another year for the next episode to come out. I promise. I promise. Congratulations, your YouTube channel is now 2 years old. And then I made a show called Jaden's Battle for Dream Island Battle. And then he reached 300,000 views on his YouTube channel. And then I made a series called A Object Show I made because I was very bored. He then made a video called the BFB intro, but it is the OBS intro. He got a pretty decent amount of views. And then he made a series called Alphabet Lore Battle. He then made a new live stream series called Live Sundays, aka he goes live on Sundays. Sunday. Hey, remember that original Number Lore concept? Well, I reloaded it. Now it's 2024. God, these years are going so fast. He then made a new show called The Periodic Table Show. Hey, remember those 2 81 Sneeze videos? Well, he decided to make a part 3, and it really sucked. He actually made it when the first 2 were made, so I decided to upload it. Although it flopped, only getting 1,723 views. And then he reached 600 subscribers. And I created a character called Octi. Now the creator is 9 years old. I can't even count that high. Then he made a show called Battle for a Quadricrystal. Remember BFTI Square Mini? Well, we got plushies now. And then they uploaded Verti5 Sisters about BFTI A12, but only 1 Ruby Sisters are on screen. And then he made the first episode of Jaden Adventures. Don't worry, it won't take another year for the next episode to come out. I promise. I promise. Congratulations, your YouTube channel is now 3 years old. And he decided to make a video based on the history of his YouTube channel. And guess what? That is not the video you're watching. And that is also not the video you're watching. You're watching this video. So let's keep going. Around here, you started getting into these things called countries. Don't worry, they're important right now. And then he made more videos in 2 days. I then made a new live stream series called Stack the Countries. Or just play Stack the Countries. It still says steak, what the heck? Remember A Optic Show I made because I was very bored? Well, he's now on episode 6. Verd times a charm. Yet again, he uploaded a mass load of videos. At the time, Jaden was kind of going through a name crisis for his YouTube channel. But then he got the perfect name, Just Jaden Here. And on his Instagram account, he decided to make a math symbol for each day. And then he reached 700 subscribers. Something I forgot to mention, he has a best friend named Diego, and he made a show after him. Have anything special to say, Diego?
Greetings, guys. It is I, Diego, or Digo, or Picklamations, or Bob. Again. So Jaden and I, we used to be in pre-K together, and really quickly, I just want to tell you a funny slash story in pre-K. I vaguely remember it, but I remember the teacher said, you can't touch anyone, keep keep your hands to yourself, kids. And we were sitting down next to each other, and for no reason, he just smiles next to me and taps on me. Like, and I look at him, and I'm like, dude, you can't touch me. So, like, I walk up to the teacher, and then I say, hey, Mrs. Jones. And while she's looking away, she says, yes, sweetie pumpkin. And then she turns around, and, like, I guess she thought it was someone else. But when she turns around and saw it was me, she, like, screams, go! Sit back down! And I just go back and sit down next to Diego. Next to Jaden. Okay, bye. Happy birthday, Jaden. Actually, not Jaden's birthday. The thing's birthday. Okay, bye.
Now it's 2025. Let's play the honor roll clip once again. Look like it's Squidward's birthday. Well, it's my birthday. I'm 10. Wow, double digits. I hit double digits, guys. Can't believe it. And then he made a season 2 to the Instagram thing, using math constants. And then episode 2 of Jaden Adventures came out. Don't worry, it won't take another year for the next episode to come out. I promise. I promise. I swear. Congratulations! Your YouTube channel is now 4 years old. And he made a YouTube video about the history of his YouTube channel. And it's not the video you're watching, I told you already. And this is the video you're watching. So, time for the new information. And then I saw this community where they make videos but every time a word is repeated loops. And I was obsessed with this community, but I didn't join yet. I then took the most recent BFDI episode, BFDI 822, and made a version of it where every word goes to its last use. And that kind of blew up, getting a total of like 4,000 views. It's just 4,000 views. I don't think I can say that.
Boom!
And then I got 800 subscribers. I wonder why. And then season 2 of the Periodic Table Show was announced. And then he made his first beta whirl. It was 69's DDD duet. And it was a stacked edit. It was actually 69's duet, but every time they say C, it plays D, but every time a word is repeated, loops. Then he made a live stream of the Periodic Table Show season 1 intro, but it slowed down by 1,000. Have I been here before? Then he started progress on a big project, Teapot 20, but every time a word is repeated, loops. You might be saying, isn't that like 43 minutes? Yes, it is. It is going to be long. And then he made a object showing Makeo's Berry Board 1 slowed down by 500. And this went on for like a week because it was like 16 hours. And then he made a collab project, the entirety of a object showing Makeo's Berry Board beta whirl. Just telling you, the series isn't canceled. I'm still working on episode 7. To this day, I did not finish with it. It's because of other projects. Now, it's 2026. Let's not play that clip once again, because Squidward has had enough. He then made the history of Just Here to 4 years beta whirl. And let me ask you, how long is it? Is it free? It's 15 hours long. The funny fact about that is that I made it in 5 days. I was dedicated. And it was a school week. He also made a video about how Sidewalkie will get eliminated in BFDIE 4. And even though that theory was wrong, he decided to make a short version of it. And boy, that thing blew up. It got a total of 32,000 views. We haven't gotten a video that is that much popular since 2022. Wow, we're back on the hype train, baby. And then I reached 900 subscribers. I wonder why. Again. And because of that, he decided to make a 1.5 season BSM BFDIE Square Mini. He then made a sequel to the Fury video of why Sticker will get eliminated in BFDIE 5, and that also did well, getting 13,000 views on the shorts version. He then made a beta roll of a French video about numbers, and it's not like it went straight up for views. No, the views are still kicking in. The hype train's still going, so board it while you can. And after all this time, all of this history, he has now reached 1,000 subscribers! Yeah! He then reached 11. This is also the 150th voiceover. He then made BFDI 1A beta whirl, and if you're asking, how in the world was he the first person to make it?
He wasn't. Someone made it, they got terminated. Then someone else made it, they got terminated. I'm scared, I pooped my pants. And finally, he did a 1,000 subscriber special, which was the entirety of Alphabet Lore. Just the video that's the most popular. That video. And Beta World it. It was only 4 hours long, so... Yeah! Oh, yeah, he then made the first episode of the Periodic Table Show Season 2. And it wasn't even the first episode, it was the 0th episode. And then episode 3 of Genie and Adventures came out. Don't worry, it won't take an... He then made BFDI 4 Beta World, which was 13 minutes longer than the History of Just Here to 4 Years Beta World, making it his new longest Beta World. Gosh, I say Beta World like a lot of times. Congratulations, your YouTube channel is now 5 years old, and he made the third video about the history of this YouTube channel. And that's the video you're watching. So, now that we're at the current point, I'd like to say, so, goodbye.